Mikel. It is the Obi-Wan podcast made possible by BetWinner. It is John Obi Mikel and Chris McCarty back with you. And Johnny, I salute you this week. You did tell me so. Chelsea got the job done.
Yep.
And Tottenham beat my beloved Manchester
I
United.
know. Waste of money for you, isn't it? Waste of trip. I told you that. Don't go there.
You told me. I've got to say, Bilbao, brilliant. The game was bloody awful. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I mean, I was watching the game. I was thinking about you spending all your...
John, I'm Scottish.
Your money.
You know I don't like spending money.
But at least you had some good beers out there,
I
didn't
did.
you?
I had a lot of
with your
beers.
mates.
I had to do that. I had to take the edge off because the game was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. I mean, Spurs won it. And I know these stats don't really matter. 27% possession. They only completed 115 passes in that football match.
115 passes?
That's it. And they still won.
God.
And they won at a canter. I mean, Man United, John. We'll get into them.
I mean, two teams that has had domestically one of the worst seasons in their history. I think United finished 15th and Spurs 17th. Oh my God.
A place above the relegation zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a horrible season for both teams. They've had a shocker of a season.
Yeah.
The game wasn't a great watch, wasn't it? It wasn't a great final to watch. But of course, I knew Spurs were gonna, I knew they were gonna beat United. That. Obviously, they beat United twice this season. And sometimes when you have that little bit of a winning record against the team in a season, it does play a big part, and it did play a big part. There was not too many chances.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible to watch. But yeah, Big Ange did it. He said it. I don't usually. I do win.
Yeah, brilliant. I went viral again. I love the fact he corrects himself.
He corrects himself.
I do win. Fair play to him.
You have to have some balls to do that. And Big Ange does have that. I mean, to say that, to correct the report and say, listen, I do win in my second season. I mean, he shut everybody up. Up. Credit to Big Ange. He did it. But now, I don't know if that saves his job, if that keeps him at the club next season. But if he does, he has some big decisions to make with his players. He needs to bring in some really, really good players. I think I look at that team as well. They need a massive overhaul. So Big Ange has he has a big tax on his hands.
Yeah, he does. Talking of big balls, you got to give all credit to another man that you've backed, in fairness to you, all season long.
Yeah.
You said they get the result. I didn't think they would. Many others didn't either. Chelsea, your boys. Oh, they went to the City ground.
I know, and I knew it was going to be a tough game going into that game. It was a game that we needed to win. It was a game that's going to put us in the top four, top five in the Champions League places. Everybody was scrambling for the for the Champions League places. So I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I kept flipping the channels, in between games, looking at the results, looking at the score. But we had to do the job. And which we did. It wasn't a great game to watch. There wasn't much into it, but it was a game we needed to win. Just the 3 points is good enough. And we did that. And credit to the boys, credit to the manager, credit to everybody. I think for me now, this is an achievement. For me, this is success. We've had a great season, and now we just need to finish it off in the Conference League final, which for me, if we win it, fine. But for me, my success for this season is qualifying for the Champions League, which we've done. And Maresca has done an amazing job, incredible job with such a young team to be able to pull it off, take us to the Champions League, take us to Champions League football next season. It's a massive achievement for the club. And it's one that I think the board will look at it. Everybody's associated with Chelsea Football Club. The fans will look at it and be like, you know what? This is a successful season. And now we have to build from here. We just have to build. It's going to be a tough season next season, but we have to be prepared. We have to be ready.
Yeah, the foundations are in place. I did laugh, John, because Enzo, I don't know if you saw this, but in the changing room after the game, he's talking about the fact that you guys silenced your critics. You silenced those who said you were too young. And I'm watching this thinking, Did we say that on the pod?
No, it's not us.
I don't think we did.
I know exactly who he was talking about. I also thought it was, but we never said it.
No, we didn't. We didn't say they were too young.
We've always said, it's always been positive. Everything was said about the club, about Enzo. I've always said positive things about Enzo. A couple of things here and there, which the club know that it is truth. Constructive criticism. It needs to be done. And they agree with me. They agree with everything we say. We don't come out here and be negative for no reason. No, we never do. But I definitely know who. I think after that we kind of knew who he was talking about. The pundits at Sky Sports who's been criticizing the youth and saying that there's no way Chelsea are going to win at Forest at the last game. That we're going to be the ones to drop out. Blah, blah, blah. And I think also when he went to his post-match presser, did you see that?
Yeah.
When he said F off. He said F off to those who think we're not going to qualify for the Champions League place.
So he said F off to me. That's fine. I'll take it in.
Listen, he has the right to do it. He has the right to say whatever he wants because he's done the job. He's taking the club to the Champions League next season. So, but I think for a young club like Chelsea, as we are right now, I think the sky is going to be our limit next season.
I agree
we need to strengthen. We need to strengthen well. We need to bring in players that are going to improve the squad. And saying that, I know the club know exactly where we need to strengthen. And if we can be able to do that, we need to be ready, not just for the Premier League, the Champions League. We just don't want to participate in the Champions League. We've been there now.
Exactly.
We're out. We have to be able to make it count. We want to go farther in the Champions League.
Look at Aston Villa, John, quarterfinalists this year. Yeah. There's no reason why.
There's no reason we can't get there. There's no reason 100%. Why we can't get there. So if we bring in the right players, strengthen well in the summer, and bring in the players that I think that will improve the squad, and get rid of the players that I think that they need to move on. Yeah. Because we do need to move on a lot of players. The squad is massive. So we do need to flush out some players and bring in quality players that are going to help the team to improve. And I think Maresca is the guy to do that. I think he knows the players that he needs to bring in. And if he can be able to do that, I think we're going to have a great season next season.
We talked about bringing experience in. There are two young boys that are coming into the club, though. You've signed them a while back. Yeah. Kendry Paez, this 18-year-old Ecuadorian who looks an absolute Rolls Royce.
Yeah,
and the one I'm really excited about, I've got a couple of scouts, mates, friends of mine who have watched this kid tell me he's the real deal, is Esteval, this young Brazilian.
Yeah.
I mean, John, the sky is, and it's amazing how the fact that, yes, we get frustrated week to week.
Yeah.
But if you now look at the overall story of Chelsea this season, if they win on Wednesday night, it's been a massive step forward for a young squad, one of the youngest, if not, I think
he's the youngest to qualify for the Champions League, isn't he?
The Premier League.
Yeah.
So that tells you a story. Yes, we know they need to add experience in key positions.
Yeah, I think that's the word there. I think, I mean, the kid, everybody's watching really about the kid, how good he is.
He's a player, John Esteval he has got the potential to light up the
I haven't watched him, but Chelsea, it's coming to the Premier League as well. It's tough.
Fair.
The Premier League is tough.
Yeah, it is.
And when you go into a big club as well, it's tough. It will take him time to. Let's not expect him straight away to start, setting the wall on fire. We need to give him time. He's a young player. We need to give him time. Come in. He needs to understand the culture of the football club. He needs to settle and all that. But yes, from what I've heard, he's a fantastic, fantastic player. The club we have to do some great signing. And I think we need to bring in maybe one or two couple players, experienced players. We need that. We definitely need that. For the dressing room, we do need that. We need players that are going to come in that know how to win trophies, players that have won trophies, players that know how it feels to win trophies. So we have to be able to do that. Maybe a centre-back, an experienced centre-back that has been there and done it.
Agreed.
A goalkeeper that is very, very experienced. I think if we can be able to do that, I think that's going to be good for the dressing room because we have such a young squad. And going into a Champions League football, Champions League football is a totally different league.
Beast.
It's a totally different league because if you don't understand how to play in the Champions League games, it's I'm telling you, it's not the same like the Premier League or the domestic league.
What's the big difference?
Oh, the big difference is the games, is the way that if you make a small, tiny mistake, you get punished straight away because you're playing against the best of the best. You're playing against the best of the best in Europe. You talk about the Barcelona, the PSG, the Manchester City. You talk about all these teams, the Real Madrid. They can punish you in a second. So if you make any mistake, you're gone. You're gone. You know what I mean? So we have to bring in those experienced players. Maybe I'm not talking about just a couple into the squad that's gonna help these young players because we have a great squad. We have really, really good squad. All the players in the team. When I look at every position in the team, the only places we know we have to strengthen. For me, we've talked about it. Yes, we need a goalkeeper. We need another center back. And I think another midfielder. Striker. And of course, a striker to help Nicholas Jackson. Because, when he's not there, we need somebody else that can be able to fill in that position. So for me, the board and the club, they know exactly what to do. So we have to do that.
It's exciting times, though. Let's look ahead to this final on Wednesday. Real Betis. It is the master against the apprentice.
Yeah.
Enzo worked with Manuel Pellegrini as his assistant at West Ham.
Yeah.
Of course, Manuel Pellegrini, what a career he's had, by the way. Given the fact that Chelsea won on Sunday at the City Ground, do you feel that will just, the momentum, the confidence there will see them through on Wednesday?
Definitely. I think that just sets us up to for the final. I think imagine if we didn't qualify for the Champions League right now, all the negativity that would have been going around, all the talks, everything that would have been going around there, the club, or is Enzo the man, blah, 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 all these things would have been, all the negativity has just gone out of the window. And now we are solely focused on the final, which is a good thing. There's a winning mentality in the squad going into the final. There's a good feeling around the players going into the final. The players are happy. The manager is happy. It's all positive. And that just puts us in a good position going into this final. And it's a final we have to win. Listen, I've said it. I'm not going to sit here and say, I've said it, that it's not the trophy we want to win, but if you get to a final of a trophy, you have to win it. Because you're there, you have to win it.
Does he name, and hear me out on this, because he's obviously used the tournament to play a lot of the fringe players.
Yeah.
Is he loyal?
No.
It's the best team.
No, he has to go with the best team. This is the final. I'm sorry. He has to go with the best team because we're there now. We're in the final. We have to win it.
It's a trophy.
We have to win it. It's a trophy. We have to win it because Real Betis, they've had a good season as well.
Yeah.
So we and Pellegrini as well is a manager that knows how to win trophies. He's the master, isn't he? For European football. So for me, it's a game that we have to approach with the right mentality. We have to approach this game with the right mentality, with the best squad. I want to see the Caicedos. I want to see the Palmer. I want to see the Jackson in the team. We have to go full out because it's a trophy. Yes, we've qualified for the Champions League spot, which is the priority this season. But now we're in the final of a Conference League. We have to win it. We have to win it. So there's no point of us going into that final with a B team. No, we can't afford to do that.
And they're going to win it, right?
We have to win it. We're there. We have to win it. If you tell me from the start of the season, Mikel, do you want the team to win the Conference League? I tell you to fuck off. No, that's not who we are. But we are here now. We are here. This is where we are. We're in the final. So we have to win it. We have to win it. And I think it's going to be a great achievement for the club, for the players leading into next season, because this is going to breed a massive confidence for these young players, this young squad. Going into next season, yes, we're going to play the Champions League football, and we've just won the Conference League trophy. And this is going to give the board as well the confidence to back Enzo, because he needs to bring in some top players. Like I said, the Premier League is going to be tough next season. The teams in the Premier League, the top 5, top 6, they're going to go out and spend massively. Arteta said it. He's come out, he's made it publicly clear. We are going to go big in the summer. Newcastle are going to go big. Liverpool are going to go big. They all have identified the players they need to bring in. Man City are going to come back strong. I think United, they will have to spend. They have to bet. They have to back
Jordan.
hammer. But I don't think 3 or 4 players is going to do it for you guys. You need a massive overhaul. You need about 10 players to leave that football club. And you need to bring in 10 or 12 players if you want to talk about qualifying next season for the Champions League football.
Don't disagree.
So you have United have a massive task in your hand. Of course, Spurs as well need to bring in players. So we make no mistake, we need to strengthen. Chelsea, we need to strengthen. Yes, we have a good squad, really, really good squad, young squad, but we need to bring in.
But I'm with you. I do fundamentally believe that Chelsea will add the players they need.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea are going to go really close next season. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea next season. I'm not having City.
You're not having City next season?
As a conversation for next week, perhaps.
So you mean winning the trophy? You're not having City next season?
I think there are more problems there than meets the eye.
A lot of people keep saying that, though. What are the problems? You think the players are not...
Yeah, wait till Kevin leaves. Kevin will do a big interview. Jack, Mr. Grealish. I know.
Oh, he's out of the door, Jack.
There's, I don't know. There's something that doesn't add up for me.
You mean with the manager, the players with the manager?
Yeah, the messaging. It's like you always say, sometimes messaging gets a bit old.
Yeah.
It's a bit stale. But we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Listen, I think those players are the players that Pep brought into the football club. Those are players that he knows. Those are players that has been with him for so many years. Yes, if there's a problem, that does happen, of course. He's been there now for 9-10 years, Pep. So for me, I think sometimes, yes, messages do get old. You know, the players need a new voice. They need someone new to listen to, someone with a fresh idea, someone with a different idea. But I still think Pep, you're talking about the best manager in the world. He's the best manager in the world. Why do you want to get rid of him?
I'm not saying get rid. I just think, I don't know, I think Liverpool with
But I think that's what the club are trying to do. They know it's silly to get rid of Pep. What you need to do is to bring in fresh players that are going to listen to his ideas.
Yeah, true.
Because those old players are tired of same old ideas. So the club are trying to back him. They're trying to bring in new players, fresh players. Okay, come and rebuild a new team that are going to listen to you. Because those old players, they're tired of listening to the same old messaging. I think next season is going to be tough, really, really tough for the top 5, top 6 big teams. Because everybody's going to come back strong. Everybody's going to come back strong. And why not? Why not go for it next season, Chelsea? We can go for it next season.
Yeah.
It's there for everybody. Liverpool has just won it. Why can't we win it next season?
Exactly that.
Why can't we? City are going through this phase of not knowing where they are or where they're going to be.
The charges as well, John.
The charges as well. You know what I mean? Arsenal, you never know because they always finish second.
You had to get that in.
You never know. So we have to be there. We have to be there next season. That's what Liverpool and Arne Slot did exactly because City struggled and they were there. There were the opportunities. They were there. They took advantage of the opportunity. They grabbed it with both hands. And that's what we thought Arsenal would have done because they've been there. They've pushed City for the last 3 years, but they were not there this season when City was struggling. So you don't know. So we have to build a team that can keep us there because you never know what's going to happen. So if this opportunity presents itself again next season, we should be there to grab it. And I'm sure the board knows this. The manager, the board, I'm sure they know that we have to strengthen. Make no mistake about it. We have to strengthen.
You've said they have to win. Do they win on Wednesday?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I think we have a good enough squad. If the manager goes with the best team, I think we should win that final. Right. I think we have enough. We have enough to beat Real Betis. I think we're a better team. We're a stronger team. I think we can be able to do it. And I think that's just going to crown what has been a good season, a perfect season.
Right, Chelsea to win. Of course, there's a small matter of the UEFA Champions League final. You're Alexander Seferin's best mate these days, John. You're going to be there. You're waiting.
I don't know about being his best mate.
You're there with the UEFA badge on. You're going to be flying the flag.
But he's a good man,
He's a good man.
He's a good man.
Very well with UEFA.
Yeah.
You're over there. You're in Munich.
Very, very kind, light-hearted man.
Is he?
Oh, Seferin, when you see him, you never know. This is the UEFA president. You never know. You know, he's so nice. He's so polite, very knowledgeable. Says hi to you. Even sometimes when you don't see him, he taps you on the shoulder and say, "Hi, hey, how are you?" You know, you don't expect that for somebody who's so powerful to be so down to earth and so friendly. The first time I met him, I didn't expect the way he was so open. He chatted, "Oh, how are you? It's good to see you. Blah, blah. You've retired. It's good to have you around now." Blah blah. It's so nice for him, for the welcome that he gave me. It was such a warm welcome.
So
And
he was on your Wikipedia page that morning, John, making sure. John, nice to see you.
No, he has the knowledge. He knows everybody.
He
He knows
does.
everybody that comes to the event. He knows everybody. He says hi to everybody. He's such a gentleman.
And it's going to be a poignant, I guess, weekend for you because you're returning to Munich, John.
Yes. Returning to Munich, where we
2012.
won the Champions League for the first time as a club. The first club in London to have won the Champions League trophy. Happened in Munich, 2012. Great memories there. Going back there will bring back a lot of emotion, a lot of memories, a lot of happy emotions for me. So I'm excited. I'm excited going back.
Do you think you'll get emotional?
I think I will. You know what? After winning that trophy, I didn't really celebrate it as I should have, because the adrenaline was still running through, your body and everything. You're having so many messages from people. You're speaking to this person, speaking to that person. I didn't have the chance to actually celebrate that victory, that trophy, what it meant to us as a football club. But I think going back there is going to bring back those memories. And once I'm there, I will try to soak it all in and try to enjoy it, because obviously it was a special moment for us as a club, for Roman Abramovich, who spent all that millions just to win the Champions League trophy. And I always say that we had to be the guys to do it.
Yeah.
Because of the loyalty and the friendship and the understanding that we had with him. He wasn't just an owner. He was a friend. He was somebody who invested not just money, time, got to know the players, wanted to know if you had any problems, wanted to be there for you. Imagine somebody telling you, yes, I know your dad has been kidnapped. Just give me 24 hours. I'll bring him back.
I shouldn't laugh at that, John. It's a very serious story. But
So, yeah, I know. But it's a serious story. But for him to invest that time and wanting to be there for you, for me at that time where I needed every help that I could get, but the owner to be there and say, listen, I want to go through this with you. Let's go through this together. It just showed the sort of person Roman Abramovich is. And for us to do it, to have won that trophy for him, was so special. Yes, so going back to Munich is going to bring back lots of great memories.
And from what I'm hearing from you, if you see this man in Munich at the weekend, get with him, because he's going to have a party on that Saturday night in Munich. It's PSG, it's Inter Milan. Looking forward to seeing that final.
Yeah.
Have you got an inkling as to who's going to win it, John?
Oh, it's going to be a great game. I think whoever dominates the game, obviously, I think, as we all know, we think Paris are going to dominate the game. They're going to dominate the football. It's what do Inter Milan do when they have the ball? They have to defend. They have to soak up the pressure. They have to give up the possession of the game, of the ball, because PSG are going to have it, because that's what they do. With those three little midfielders they have in the middle of Vitinha, João Mendes, and the other Spanish, Fabian Ruiz. These guys, they dominate the football. That's what they do with the little tiki-taka that they play around you. You're going to run around the football. Is how do Inter Milan keep the shape? They have to keep the shape of the team. When they have the ball, how do they try to penetrate and hurt PSG? Because you can't get to them. You can't get to them. It's how you do it, though. How do you want to go through the flanks? Do you want to go through the middle? It's how you do it. But if anyone is going to do it, it's Inzaghi. He's built a really, really solid team that has always been there. They've always been there. Is it their time to get over the line? Because he's always taken this Inter Milan team to the semi-finals, to the final. They lost to City. They lost to City again. So is this his time finally to be able to cross over the line? But PSG, of course, they have to win it. They've never won it, I think.
Never.
So, you have two teams that really, really want to win the trophy. PSG going from getting rid of Kylian Mbappe, getting rid of Lionel Messi, Neymar. Is this the time they win it? Because Luis Enrique has built a solid team. A proper team. A team that knows exactly what they're doing. A team that plays out from the back. They attack together, they defend together.
Yes.
Normally, you never associate Paris Saint-Germain in terms of being solid, defending.
Collective.
Now they do everything together. They're solid going forward and solid defending because he's managed to build that team. There is no ego in that team. There is no, I'm the special one. Listen, I'm not saying that what Kylian Mbappe was doing, but of course there was rumors that he was the guy. But getting rid of Mbappe moving on to Paris Saint-Germain, to Real Madrid, now it's going to be funny if they go all the way to win it. Because he's been there all these years wanting to win the Champions League. And he's left, the season he's left, gone to Real Madrid. Real Madrid failed to win it. And now PSG looks like they're going to win it. But listen, credit to Luis Enrique. He's done a fantastic job.
He's done an incredible job. He's gone viral this week.
Yeah.
I think you saw him on the cherry picker at training. Elevated position, barking out orders.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he gets the credit. He won the treble. People forget this with Barca back in 2015.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's one of those managers like Pep Guardiola. They live and breathe football. You can see them kicking everything on the touchline. They want to be involved because they played the game. They know the game. They were both midfield players. They were heart and soul of their team when they played. So they know how it feels. When I watch him, Luis Enrique, I admire him as a manager. He's tough on his plays. He doesn't give a shit who you are. If you're not doing the job, you're out. That is the mentality that I want from managers. And that's why I like Enzo Maresca as well. If the players are not doing it, gives them a kick on the backside and say, wake up, or otherwise you're out of the team. That's what Luis Enrique has done with his PSG team. He's built a solid squad. Dembele looks like a different player.
Animal.
Yeah. Looks like a total different player. Scoring goals, creating chances. I think since Kylian Mbappe left, he's looked at it and said, you know what? I am going to be the guy. I'm going to take up more responsibility. And he's done that. Credit to Dembele. He's done that. He's been absolutely fantastic this season. And that's coming from the manager. I think the manager has had some few words with him and said, listen, you need to step up.
You're the main man now.
You're the main man right now. And he's done that. But it's going to be a fantastic final. I'm looking forward to it. If it can be anything like the semi-final between Inter Milan and Barcelona, we're in for a cracker. So just fasten your seatbelt and enjoy the game.
If that happens, please give me Sefron's number. I want to make sure I'm there for next year if that happens. Listen, John, I know we're going to do an episode next week. We're going to start looking at what clubs need in the summer transfer-wise. I've got a big question I want to put to John as well. So we'll do that in the next edition of Taking the Mikel. But to finish off very quickly, we're obviously reflecting on the Premier League season. It would be remiss of me not to get your team of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
there's been some outstanding performances.
There have been.
Yeah, I think this season, it's been a funny season, isn't it? It's been a funny season with injuries, with teams not knowing exactly what they're doing, and nobody knows what was happening. Teams not
performing.
You know what I mean?
The title felt
the title was gone long time ago.
Relegation
was already confirmed long time ago. So it wasn't. I think the only exciting thing was the top four. Was Champions League places.
Yeah, top five.
Top five. Yeah. So it's been a weird season. Let's hope for a much better season next season. Where a lot of teams are competing to win the league. Not the league ending. In February or January. No, we don't want that. We want to see it go all the way down to the wire.
Yeah.
Which is the way it's been, so far. But I think this season it's been a funny season. So a lot of teams are gonna strengthen, they're gonna come out big. But there's been some really good performances, individual players,
Goalkeeper, I think there's really only two. These fellas shared the Golden Glove for the most clean sheets. 13 it was for both Matt Sells of Nottingham Forest and David Raya from Arsenal. I think they are the two standouts.
I think they are the two. I think when you look at them, I think both of them have had a brilliant season in terms of, clean sheets and all. And when I look at, both keepers, Sells and Raya, obviously when Raya came to the football club, we all said everybody was complaining, what is Arteta doing?
Yeah.
Bringing him in. But, it's
been magnificent.
It's been magnificent since joining the football club. So, yeah, he's had a great season as well. But if you have to ask me, I think I will have to go with Sels. Yeah, I think Sels gets it just because of what he's done. Not having the defense that Raya has in terms of Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, Lewis Kelly. They are a solid defense, and of course having the likes of Declan Rice in front of you, protecting those back four, and Partey as well. So there is a solid 4-6, if you call it, protecting. But not saying that, I think Reyes had a magnificent season. But if Sels gets it.
Okay, Matt Sels in goals. Back four, I take it you're playing. Let's start right back. Couple of options, few options.
Yeah.
Trent Alexander-Arnold. Ola Aina, boy that you know well, formerly Chelsea Forest.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Munoz, the Crystal Palace.
Munoz, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They would be the three standout, in my opinion. You might have a different view.
Yeah, I think the three you've mentioned, yes. I think they've had a great season. Obviously, Trent, with everything that's been going on, obviously, with the transfer, with his transfer, or his contract, let's say. I think that kind of his performances were up and up sometimes. Ola and I thought had a great season.
Certainly a great 2/3 of the season.
Yeah, started the season really well, but just sort of kind of faded up a little bit come towards the end of the season. But again, someone who's had a great season, Ola Aina. Like, credit to the kid. He's had a great season. I know him really well. A player that I know growing up, and to see his success, the way he's now performing with Nottingham Forest, which is amazing. But I have to go with Munoz. I think Munoz, leading Crystal Palace to winning.
He was the best player.
Yeah.
Best player on the pitch for me that day.
Best player that day. Munoz, he just bumps up that right flank. He will go up and up all day. Yeah. All day he will keep running. And defensively as well, very strong, very good. So for me, I think Munoz just gets that right back for me.
Right, left back. There's a lot of options in here. Josko Vardiol, one of the few bright sparks for City. Anthony Robinson, Fulham, the American international, 10 assists, more than any other fullback.
Yeah.
Milos Kerkez, the Bournemouth Hungarian, the young boy, looks like he could be on his way to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to throw this fella, because I love him, and I'm glad that he's getting his flowers now, is Marc Cucurella.
Yes.
That would be the 4 for me.
Yes. Cucurella, for me, I think, listen, he should be there. He's had a great season. Robertson for Fulham, fantastic season, 10 assists from a left back. Brilliant. That's a massive achievement. I like him. I like Robertson. I don't know if Fulham can be able to keep him next season. So yeah, when you talk about those, Lewis Kelly as well for Arsenal. Yes, he's had a half good season. Let me say, young player, a lot to improve. I like him. He's a really good player, Lewis Kelly. Yeah, I think he's going to be a massive player for Arsenal in the future. Guardiola as well. City not having the best season, but he's been absolutely solid. He's been a player that's been, week in, week out. Yes. He was performing really well. But if I have to go with Cucurella. I think for me, scoring 5 goals in a season, sometimes when the team is not, when we need a goal, he stepped up. He did step up. So for me, it takes some balls for a left back to be in that position. Always be in that position. I listened to Reece James after the game saying, I didn't even look, putting in that ball in, crossing that ball. Because I know he's going to be there. Yeah. So for a defender, a left back to always be in that position when the team needs him, for me, that's massive. For me, Cucurella takes it.
I love him. I'm aware of what it took for him to move to Brighton and then to Chelsea. He is a top lad from what I'm told from people who
It's getting better. He's
getting better. Yeah. Centre halves, we both know Virgil van Dijk picks himself. So it's who do you partner him with? We've got William Saliba, who's had a good season. Nikola Milinkovic, the big fella at Nottingham Forest, he's had a great campaign. The one that I love, Dean Hyson, who has turned down, we believe, Chelsea and Liverpool to move to Real Madrid, the young boy from Bournemouth.
Yeah,
Hyson. They're the 3. For me, Milinkovic, Saliba, and Hyson to partner Van Dijk.
Obviously, like you said, Van Dijk picks himself.
Colwell, a little mention for Levi Colwell.
Yeah, Levi Colwell as well. I think he's had a solid season. You have players being out, Fofana being out, but he's been there. He's been
Constant.
steady, constant there in the team. So for me, Levi Cole has had a great season. Milenkovic for Nottingham Forest, yes, fantastic season he's had.
I think I know where you're going, John.
You look at Nottingham Forest, they don't have the big name players. They don't have the great squad. But for them to be able to do what they've done this season, to manage to get into Europe, being in the top 5, top 6 all season, it's a massive achievement. Saliba as well for Arsenal. He's had a good season, but not a great season.
Okay.
So if I'll have to pick who partnered Jojo van Dijk, I'll have to go with Milenkovic.
Yeah.
I think Milenkovic for Nottingham Forest has had a great season. Solid at the back. Him and Morello, I think the partnership is really good. Both players perform really well. So I have to go with Jojo van Dijk and Milenkovic.
Okay. In terms of your midfield, is it a 2 or a 3 anchoring it?
I'll go with 2.
2.
Yeah.
Right. Who's your 2?
No question asked. Caicedo gets it. Caicedo gets in my team all day long. He gets in my team.
Walks in.
He gets in my all day long. What a season!
Yeah.
Performances week in, week out. 8 over 10, 9 over 10. Week in, week out. There's not been a game I watched this season that he doesn't get a 7, 8, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Absolutely machine of a player. When we got him, first couple of games, yes, was just finding his feet. Everybody, 100 million, it's a flop. It just shows what patience and time does for a player. And he's had that, and he's managed to turn it around. Every time I watch him, solid. The way he gets into tackle, winning tackles, gets the ball, the way he bumps forward, running past players as well to create chances. It's been absolutely fantastic. We have to build the team around him. I know everybody talk about Cole Palmer, but Caicedo, wow.
He's the man.
And to be the player of the season, well deserved.
Yes.
Well deserved.
Who are you partnering him with?
So for me, who's going to partner Caicedo, I have to go with Gravenberch as well. Liverpool, I think he's had a great season. A player that didn't get a kick under Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Sometimes that demoralizes a player. That knocks a lot of confidence out of the player. But Slot has come in and said, listen, I am not going to go out. Yes, they did want it to bring the player from Zubimendi. Didn't get him. But then the man was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to work with what I have. And Gravenberch, you're going to be that guy. You're going to be my man. And he's taking up that responsibility and be like, you know what? I'm going to show you that you don't need anyone else. I'm going to be that guy. And he's done that. Fantastic season he's had, Gravenberch. The way he runs with the ball, the way he has the legs, doesn't he? When you talk about midfield players, he has the legs to go forward and back. He's always there protecting the back foot. So for me, those two,
yes,
Caicedo and Gravenberch, they've had a good season.
Very difficult to disagree. You could have a Declan Rice. I like Alexis McAllister. I've always liked him.
I think Declan Rice had a good season. Let's not forget that. Credit to him. You know what I mean? Big games. He came up with 2 big goals against Real Madrid. Got Arsenal to the next stage. He's had a great season. But if I have to go with 2, I go with those 2, Caicedo and Gravenberch.
Yeah, okay. Then it's going to be a 3, I would imagine. We'll start with wide on the right.
Of course, the king picks himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
The king of Egypt picks himself.
No doubt.
Mo Salah.
29 goals.
29 goals. Just keeps breaking the records for Liverpool. Been there a long time now. What a legend he's become at the football club. There's no question about that. He's a top footballer, a player that just keeps getting better with age. And it's good to see him stay again at the football club. Credit to Liverpool. They managed to get that done. And he's happy. He's happy. And I think it works well with Arne Slot as well. I think he's giving him some sort of freedom. He doesn't have to defend that much. He thinks about scoring goals, creating chances. I think when you have a manager that have that confidence, that believe in you, and so, you know what, go out there and create us chances and score goals, you will perform well. And that's what's happened to Mo Salah. So for me, Mo Salah picks himself on that right flank.
And then on the left, I think we're going to pick, or at least I think, it's going to be a fella who's now a good friend of the podcast. A fella understated.
He's on the move.
He's on the move.
He's on the move.
He is going to be.
He's on the move. There's no way Brentford are keeping him.
Bryan Mbeumo.
He's, credit to Brentford for the way they've nurtured him as a player since he joined the football club. Thomas Frank have done an amazing job with him, with the club as well, with the squad, with the team. But I think it's time for Mbeumo to move on now.
20 goals.
20 goals is absolutely fantastic.
It's
and
unreal.
he keeps scoring week in, week out. Either he scores or an assist. So he's had a fantastic season. And no wonder, the big boys are knocking on the door now. He has to go. Now he needs to take his career to the next level. So whichever big club he goes to, I think it's gonna be well deserved. He deserves to get a big move. So for me,
Mbeumo. Right. Number 10 is going to be interesting in your little 10 spots.
Ooh.
The boys that spring to mind immediately. Matheus Cunha.
Yeah.
Great season at Wolves. Morgan Gibbs-White.
Fantastic
who could
season.
very well be on the move as well.
Forest,
from Forest. Morgan Rogers, I absolutely adore.
Love him.
At Aston Villa. Anyone else I'm missing? Yeah, they're probably the three standouts.
Yeah, I think they're the three. You talk about Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's also a player that's on the move.
City like
him. I think City like him, don't they? Yeah.
Like him a lot.
Yeah, I think. But listen, he's the captain. First time the club is going to be in Europe. Does he want to move?
Gotta keep him.
You know what I mean? They have to keep him. But do they want to cash in? They have a decision to make. Either keep him, your best player. You want to keep him the first time you're in Europe. You want to have the best players, or you want to cash in. And again, Morgan Rogers, I absolutely love him. But I think since Asensio came into the club, he's been playing at,
he's been playing wider.
Yeah,
he's gone a bit wider.
But I don't like that. I think Unai Emery has a decision to make next season because that's where we see the best of
through the middle.
Rogers, through the middle, because he has the legs
long
to
stride.
Yeah, that long stride. He goes past players very easily. He's good on the ball. His first turn is his awareness.
Yeah.
On the pitch is fantastic. So playing on that wide right, for me, you don't get the best out of Morgan Rogers. You need him in the middle of the park. And that's where you get the best out of him. It's like playing Cole Palmer on the right or on the wing. No, you don't get the best out of him. These players, they need to be in the middle of the whole action. They don't want to touch the ball. And that's what Morgan Rogers gives Aston Villa. So for me, if I need to pick who gets the Matheus Cunha as well, with Wolves had a brilliant season. It's on the move, obviously. He's going to join your club, Manchester United. But I think you need more than that to be able to get yourself out of the shit you are.
Thanks, John.
Who picks it? I'll have to go with Cunha. He's had a great season. And he deserves his move to Manchester United.
And then the striker, it's easy. Sorry, Nicholas. Sorry, Erling. There's only one, right?
There's only one, Isak.
He's been unreal.
Yeah, he's been unreal. 23
goals.
Yeah, and to get to help Newcastle as well to win a trophy in 57 years, I think, is it?
57, go back to the Fairs Cup as it
was. Yeah, so for me, huge. I mean, he's had a great season. And of course, for Newcastle as well, I think, not only winning the League Cup, but also winning, qualifying for the Champions League places. So for me, it's been a great season for them, and he deserves to be the guy. Yeah. So Isak gets it.
I am not going to disagree with that team, John. That is a decent team.
That's a decent team, isn't it?
And you got two Chelsea players
in there. Got two of our boys in there, yeah.
Well done, you. Right, John, we're going to be back next week. I know you're a busy boy. You're on your travels. Chelsea are going to win.
We are going to win. There's no doubt about it. We are winning the Conference League.
Finally, who's winning the Champions League? PSG or Inter?
Oh, don't put me there. No. I think it's gonna be a great game. I think whoever dominates that midfield wins the game. PSG have the players to do it. Inter Milan with their fighting spirit, with the team, this fighting spirit that Inzaghi has built in that squad. Is this gonna be the time that they get over the line? It's going to be a very tactical game.
Yeah, it is.
The Italians, they know how to throw you off your game. If anyone can do it, it's going to be Inter. So it's going to be a fascinating game. I'm really looking forward to it, but may the best team win.
Sitting on the fence. He doesn't do it often, folks, but he's done it there. We'll be back. We're going to be back with you with another edition of Taking the Mikel, reviewing the season, looking at what needs to be done in the summer for a few of the big teams. For now, though, it is Taking the Mikel, Obi-Wan podcast made possible by BetWinner. We'll see you soon.